Hello. I just wanted to say a few words in support of quantum physics. It gets a lot of bashing, off the average guy in the street, road, etc. The average guy in the street or road or lane don't seem to realise just how important quantum physics is. But just look around your own house and you'll see examples of it. Even washing powders, you can get washing powders called quantum washing powder. It's amazing stuff. But hundreds of years we went without soap, and now we have soap. All thanks to quantum physics. We can do this with it. Actually smells quite nice. Again, due to quantum mechanics. They don't let us into their secrets. Obviously, it has to be a secret, so we kind of take it for granted. A lesser known example, I know this is going to sound a bit silly, but the bicycle bell. A few people realise that the bicycle bell was invented before the bicycle. I think it was the 13th century. Here's a bicycle bell dating back to I was going to say BC. I don't think it's BC, but see, that's how big a bicycle bell used to be in the 13th century, and they're so big that people fell off the bikes. But then down the centuries, they worked harder and harder to make bicycle bells smaller and smaller till they got them down to managed to get them down to that size by the that's by the 16th century, Henry VIII's times or thereabouts. I'm not very good on my history, apart from science, quantum physics. I love quantum physics because it's given to so many things. This cup, we never had this cup until quantum physics came along. I think people used to drink out of rolled up paper. Oh, lovely quantum coffee. Oh, and that quantum cow that gave that quantum milk. Sorry, I'm just joking now. But yeah, then over the years, that's about the limit they managed to get the bicycle bell down to by about year 1671, April the 9th. Tea time, I seem to remember. But yeah. But then along came quantum physics, and now this is a bicycle bell. Where did I put it? I can't fucking find it. See, that's how small bicycle bells have become since quantum physics. Now we don't even have to. You can have a dozen bicycle bells in your top pocket and not know it. Yeah. So what else did quantum physics give us? Just about everything. The transistor. I mean, this is something that everybody takes for granted. The transistor radio. Even my hamster has benefited from quantum physics. See, this is his ball, which he likes to roll around in a little bit now and then, unaware that all the time he's rolling around, he's using quantum mechanics. I can't explain how. A bit too complex for the average man to understand. And I know only lay people are likely to listen to my channel, so I'll have to keep it simple. I wouldn't want to put people off. But basically, quantum mechanics enables you to make round things really perfectly round. If you got a really accurate instrument that can measure the diameter and the circumference of this and the radius, all these things, if you got a really accurate instrument and you measured it, you'd find it was accurate to within a millimetre or two. Seriously, just you feel how smooth it would be if it had been polished. Yeah, and that's just a hamster ball. The mind boggles, doesn't it? But anyway, what else? This voltmeter. Nobody had voltmeters in Jesus' time. But just look at that. Look how that needle moves. Used to quantum mechanics. Rattle. I love that. Could make a record of that. Well, you could have done it in the 1960s if you were a bit avant-garde and you smoked a little bit of wacky. But see, that's got a different sound to this much earlier one. This one that really does predate Christ. That one's broke too. But you'd understand, it's understandable why that one's broke. That one has been kicked about by Moses or somebody, I don't know. Well, Moses' distant relations, his auntie, whatever. But this one is quite recent, relatively speaking. It's 15th, 18th, 19th century. I'm about talking a load of crap, aren't I? Sorry, no, I'm getting so mixed up. No, this one was made just after the Second World War. So this is a post-quantum mechanics one. That's why it sounds so great. Yeah, you have to forgive my mistakes. This coat I'm wearing, it makes a rustly sound. That. And the squeaky chair. All thanks to quantum mechanics. So now you can make music while sitting down. So when you're in an old folks home, don't, just before you shuttle off this mortal coil, or while there's just changing your bandages and that, or administering your poison, be thankful to Sir Rosemary Clark for inventing quantum mechanics in the 17th, 18th, 19th century, because she did a grand job. Now, the common or garden hat is actually a quantum mechanics invention. This one, I think this one comes from somewhere in the Scandinavian Alps. The quantum horns give you special powers to talk to God. Apparently, that one is used for when you're angry with God. You say, "Fucking hell, why did you make me stub my toe on that fucking rock? You bastard." But then this one, when you feel guilty, you say, "Oh, sorry God, didn't mean to upset you there. Please let me into heaven." And he forgives you. And the two work in tandem. It's a kind of relationship they have. Very clever people, the Scandinavians. Every part of this is. Some people just think it's a laugh, but look, every part of this has a purpose. All these different knobs. They don't work anymore, of course. But in the olden days, in the 16th, 17th, 18th century, when Sir Rosemary Clark was working on a paper to do with quantum mechanics, it was hard getting your hat straight. I feel a bit punkish if I put it on the side. Put it on a bit of a tilt, a bit of a jauntish angle. Gives me a bit more character, I feel. I could be a pop star or a rock star with that. I'm being silly now. But seriously though, quantum mechanics gave us these carrier bags. We take carrier bags for granted, especially in Great Britain where there's not much going on. So ever since the Beatles, since they broke up, it's been a bit dull really, if I'm honest. We're in denial. Brexit and all that shit, but you know, we're not as great a nation as we once were. Nowadays, we rely quite heavily on fun with things like carrier bags, but we never used to have carrier bags until quantum mechanics came along. So now, whenever you're feeling down, you can put a carrier bag on your head like this, and you can make 2 holes in it, so you can look through that hole. Quantum mechanics enables you to make these holes in it quite easy without scissors, you know. And it keeps you lovely and warm in winter. So many things that quantum mechanics has done for us. I wonder what else there is. Let's have a look. See, this is lovely and warm. Yeah. Bread. Not many people realise that bread is a quantum mechanical invention. It used to be round, and now it's lovely square shape, so that you can. Let me show you. Give you an idea. Spoons. Spoons are a quantum mechanical invention. Where would Uri Geller be without spoons? See, bread is now perfectly square. In fact, bread is so square these days that a lot of architects don't use drawing instruments. They simply use. Sorry, is this bothering you? Oh, I'll say that. That'd be a good Christmas present for some little child. Bread is so square now that you can actually, if you've got a very, very, very accurate, I mean a really accurate, you know, not the sort of thing you used to be able to buy in the 70s. If you bought a really accurate instrument that can measure angles down to 1 or 2 degrees, you would find that that's virtually a perfect right angle. And so is that. Absolutely perfect right angle. That and that. And again, all due to quantum mechanics. And why did they do it? Well, because they could. You could do anything with quantum mechanics. The world is your oyster, your salmon, your Easter Island duck. Now, you're going to think I'm bragging now, but one of my favourite quantum mechanical inventions comes from yours truly. It's called God in a Box. You won't believe what you're going to see. This will blow your mind. You will be telling your grandchildren about this. You saw the man who invented God in a box. Now, this is just a mock-up, a demonstration version, and but it has one simple control. It's one control, and that's not a control. That's just not an off button. I don't class that as a control, because all it does is gives God a day off. You know, when you're in a bit of a mess. Let's say you've got a small child that's fallen down a well, and there's no hope of rescuing them because it's so deep, and the longest rope you've got is 20 foot. Yeah, well, what am I going to do? Yeah, God in the box. Tried and tested. You just switch it on, make sure the battery's fresh. You need fresh batteries. I can't show you how it works. It's secret. Basically quantum mechanics, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. That's what else could it be? So you turn it to the left if you want, you know, if God to just be on normal, you know, higher God, you know, hope you're watching over me. If I die, make sure you send me to heaven, that kind of thing. But when you're really desperate for God, and you know, say we're like getting down on bed in it and getting rough knees and that can be quite bad on the old knees. Get housemaids and it's quite painful. The modern way is just turn on God in a box, fresh batteries, turn it right the way to the top. See there, look, just see the knob turning. And knobs, that's another quantum mechanical invention. Didn't have those until 1973. used to have to use an old grape in the early radios, you know, or some other bits of fruit. Nuts, that was a favourite one. Walnuts, that's why people used to give each other walnuts at Christmas. And used to build radios and all sorts out of them. We were very ingenious people. When your back's against the wall, when you've given so few resources, that's when people that's when people's cometh the hour, cometh the man, I think they say, don't they? And so cometh the nut, cometh the radio. So anyway, they managed to make radios out of all sorts of old scrap in the 30s, during the war and that. Yeah, you could use banana skin to make capacitors with. And anyway, my mind's a bit full. Get back to God in a box, yeah. So yeah, you turn it all out and say, oh, please God, child's in a well. I don't want her to die, it's only 3 years old. Wasn't her fault, she was fucking dancing near an open well. And go to sleep peacefully. In the morning, as long as you put fresh batteries in it, you can safely turn God in the box off, turn it back down to a moderate, just maintenance setting, as I would call it. And you'll find your child tucked up warm in bed, probably just with a broken leg or two, and bandage around there, bandage. Probably made in Holland. Netherlands. That's where bandages hail from, I believe. Yeah, I think bandages were a quantum invention. I'm not sure about that one. We may have had bandages. Yeah. I think we had bandages in the. I think the ancient Egyptians used to have them. But I can't be sure. Anyway, yes, that's God in a box. That's one of my prototypes. So it's not for sale yet. But when it is, you'll be the first to know. Yeah, this has come in really handy lately, to be honest, because I've had some bad luck. Or I would have done if it wasn't for the top setting on this, you know what I mean? And the old man upstairs, he's been really on the ball. He's fucking fantastic, God, I love him. Yeah, I mean, the main reason I love God is because he sent his son to us. Fucking hell, out. And said, go on, son, go down there and die. Die for Steve Bruff. Draft signs, die for all these people, you know what I mean? They won't be grateful, they'd be ungrateful cunts, but, die for them anyway. And he did. I can't believe it, And 3 days later, he brought him back, It would have been a bit tight, wouldn't it, if he'd have fucking just left his son there to rot. But so, obviously, being God, he brought him back. Yeah, I'm still holding one of these quantum spoons that, yeah, Uri Geller wouldn't have been able to do his act, spoon bending act, if it wasn't for quantum mechanics. Because what he used to do? Look, it's going. You can feel it. There's no heat, no. It's going. Oh, look at that over there, that spider. Fucking hot, actually. Sorry, you saw my cheat there, because I can't do Uri Geller's act. I have to do it by cheating. Oh, when I had you looking at a spider across there, to be honest, I was trying to bend this on my knee, but it fucking burnt my finger because it really got hot. So obviously Uri Geller, he wasn't cheating, because when Uri Geller did it, that stayed cool, didn't it? So I don't know why James Randi had a thing about trying to say he was cheating, because he obviously wasn't. You try it, and fucking... Oh, fucking hell. I'm burning myself. Just look at how I'm bending that spoon back and forth. And all I'm doing is burning my fucking finger. But that'll be because this is a quantum spoon. This is not your ordinary spoon. This is obviously one that was made after 1963. That's a quantum spoon. Very special spoon indeed. I think I might bury that in my back garden, and then about 1 million years, somebody's digging up my back garden, they'll discover that, and it'll be on record that Steve Bruff bent that spoon in this location 1 million years ago, because everything we record and put on YouTube now, people will be watching this in 1 million years' time. People forget that quantum mechanics has brought so many good things. Yeah. Anyway, I'll put that spoon down. I'll come back to it in a wee while. Let's make a quick call. Hello. Is that you? Hiya. Yeah. I better go. I'm making a video. Yeah. Now you see, this is my quantum mechanical phone. It's called the Nokia something or other. Nokia was a very great company in its time. It probably still is. But quantum mechanics in action. Medicine. Nobody's benefited from quantum mechanics quite as much as medicine. This doesn't matter what your illness is now, because it's a quantum mechanical structure at a molecular level. It's all quantum mechanical, and all the parts have been made to fit together and do whatever it is you want. So when the liquid, I'll give you a demonstration. See, I'm feeling a bit poorly this last few days, and so watch this. Look, it's pink inside. Now, it's pink because of, that's the colour of most quantum mechanical things. Quantum mechanical molecules tend to be pink, and oh, it smells gorgeous. Yeah. So I feel much better now, and proof, if ever you needed it, that quantum mechanical medicines works. It just does. It's just the most successful theory ever devised by man, and yet the average man in the street, the average man in the road, the average man in the crescent, lane, avenue, motorway, freeway, road, lane, crescent, street. Did I say street? Anyway, the average man out there, with nowhere to live, he doesn't even know about quantum mechanics. He just takes these things for granted. He finds a pile of old newspapers and wraps them around himself and goes to sleep in them. Wakes up in the morning completely unaware that we didn't even have fucking newspapers until quantum mechanics came along. And so quantum mechanics is keeping him warm at night. What else is there? If you want to be, if you want to get into quantum mechanics, if you want to be an expert, one of the most important things you can do, in addition to wearing a hat, of course, it's essential that you have a dicky bow tie. So that'll make you look, if you want to gain respect from your peers. So you put that on. They're quite difficult things to tie. So I've never been able to master it, but you get the idea. I'll just hold it there for now and see. You can get some that spin round. Fucking amazing. Quantum mechanics again. So you're there lecturing at the Royal Institution then, and you can say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because it usually is boys and girls, let's be honest, it's usually kids, isn't it? Oh, my trousers are falling down. Let me show you this device. Actually, my quantum mechanical belt. Look at that. Just look at that. Made out of what we electricians call 6mm earth wire. Now, in the old days, if you need a belt, you had to go to a belt maker, professional belt maker, who dedicated his entire life to doing nothing but making belts and buckles, and I think some of them also had a sideline as, I don't know, I think with printers or something. But mainly they made belts, and so ooh, right. To be honest, I think the hat takes something. I look more professional with just a dicky bow, don't you think? Yeah, even me, with my very limited knowledge of quantum mechanics, feels like I could now step onto the Royal Institution stage and say, "Hello, we have a 16th century bicycle belt. All change." Anyway, such is the power of the dicky bow. But the dicky bow is an essential device that I think when you go to university, it's one of the things that they present you with. I cheated. I was bought this so I could attend X Factor and be in the audience and go. Wonderful. What else have we got? Logie Baird TV. That was a quantum mechanical invention. Lampshades. Lampshades. When they first invented light bulbs, and the ancient Egyptians, I seem to remember hearing that they suffered from a lot of glare. But then quantum mechanics came along thousands of years later, literally thousands of years, and hey presto, we now have the lampshade. But it was a spin-off from the megaphone. It was a spin-off from the megaphone, coming number 22. So there you have it. It's never since then, no one has suffered from glare. I think one of the biggest benefits of quantum mechanics, though, has to be, surely, and this is the one that always blows my mind, road surfaces. Do you remember when? Well, you probably don't, because nobody is really old enough to remember, but in the olden days, when they used to just lay tarmac on the road, tarmacadam, as it's professionally known, it used to crack up and break into potholes, in winter, and if they weren't filled in quite promptly, with heavy quantum lorries and such like, and trucks, as you call them in America, we call them lorries, I don't know why, cars, vans, bikes, what else is there? Milk floats, vans, did I say vans? Estate cars, that's a car as well, it's a different type of car, isn't it? So we've got cars, vans, lorries, trucks, same thing, milk floats. I'm sure there are more vehicles than that. But anyway, when these heavy vehicles go over a road, bicycles, when these vehicles go over, motorbikes, go over a heavy road, the road breaks up, and what it used to, until quantum mechanics came along, and now road surfaces, they never have to be relayed, and that's the wonderful thing about quantum mechanics, that it saved the world so much money. No longer do we have to suffer things like traffic cones in the middle of the road while they try to tear up the old tarmac. This is what they used to do. It's what they used to have to do in the 12th century, just dig up the tarmac, what I mean, and all the lorries and bikes and cars and lorries, bikes, cars, anyway, animals, horse and carts, they always have to pull to one side, and all filter, all merge into one little thin lane if they're travelling, say, from Bolton to London. I don't know what the equivalent would be in America. New York to Los Angeles, I don't know. Filtered down to one tiny lane. And in those days, the lanes, they weren't fucking that wide. I can't see both now. They weren't that wide, they were like that wide. So, fucking, it was a really tight squeeze. And they had to do that all because the road used to fall to bits. You get potholes and you have to just block off. The man can't work in the road. When there's a lorry coming down at 70 miles an hour, so many kilometres now. That's something we didn't have before quantum mechanics. The meter, kilometres and kilograms and microns. We used to have to work in pathetic old inches and feet and yards, and it was so complicated. Even somebody like Walter Lewin had difficulty handling that because the 12 inches to a foot, and he admits that blows his mind. It was just too complicated. If you watch his first lecture, his introduction to his really, really, really incredibly interesting lectures. I mean, so interesting you can't tear yourself away from them. If you watch the first one, the introduction, first thing is he lays out the ground rules. He says, these are the measurements we're going to be working with: the kilogram, the thingy-mabob, the what's-it. What else is there? Anyway, he's got loads of measurements. But he said, oh, forget all that European shite, even though he's from Europe himself. Forget all that, oh no, it must be British and American, yeah. Forget all that fucking feet and inches crap, you know what I mean? That's too complicated even for me, genius with fucking Einstein hair, which is natural, you know. He didn't work, he didn't try to make his hair go like that. It only goes like that if you're a real, genuine genius. And I think the average guy in the street, road, lane, avenue, I think he doesn't realise that that hair, it isn't just for show. You know, hats like this, they aren't just for show. You know, they don't just give them to anybody. Dicky bows, I'll put it back there now, but bow ties, they don't just give them to anybody. Only intelligent people, really, really clever people. So, but even him, even Walter Lewin admits, he couldn't handle feet and inches. 12 inches in a foot. And 3 feet in a yard. And a yard is, what, about 4.5 inches or something shorter than a metre. Oh, 1,760 yards in a mile. A mile? What's a mile? Poor guy. I mean, I do feel sorry for him because, you know, he's, I mean, we all know he's an absolute incredible genius. He's so genius, he makes this nut look like it's not really a nut. That's how clever. That's how clever Walter Lewin is, and yet even he can't handle the British, well, the old British and the current American weights and measures. And you can't blame the guy because it is complicated. You know, you do have to be even cleverer than him to understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these things, inches, roughly the size of your thumb. That's what I've always found that handy. You know, we haven't got a ruler. Say I wanted to measure. Let's say I was ordering a new carpet. What I would do is, you know, and if they said, well, you can only buy it in, we only sell it in feet and yards, I'll say, all right then, you know, I'm trying to be modern, and, you know, I've been watching a lot of Walter Lewin videos and trying to, I was hoping you'd sell it me in meters, you bastards. But now this is American carpet, you know, or pre-1960s British carpet. So we're going to have to sell it in yards. And what I tend to do is, quite easy. If ever you're in this situation, you try it yourself. You just get one thumb, like that. And remember, that thumb is roughly an inch from that bit, the fat bit, to that bit there, the other fat bit. Not the thin bit. Yeah, the fat bit. That's roughly an inch. Now get your other thumb and compare, and you'll find that that's very, very similar. That's also an inch. So when you do that, that's about 2 inches. And all you have to do is you go, get in the corner of a room, the one you want to measure your carpet for, and you go 1 inch, 2 inches. And you have to turn your hand upside down to get, otherwise it'll be on an angle. And you want your measurement to be accurate. Look, it's fucking pointless even starting if you're not going to do it accurate. You've got to really attention to detail. This is probably where Walter Lewin went wrong, because he isn't good on detail, you know. So, thumb there, thumb there. Then you have to turn your hands around. You go like that. There. That's 4 inches. Then you have to do that again. See, and from then on, you don't have to turn your hands around anymore. It's only the first bit where you... In fact, my tip has always been, don't start like that. Start like that. Then you don't have to do that turning around thing when you come to inch number 3. That's always been my golden rule of measuring carpet, using inches when you're improvising, using your own fingers and thumbs. Now, just a little bit of warning. If you were 6, 7 years old, you probably shouldn't be measuring carpet anyway, but you'll probably find that your thumb is more like my little finger. And so this rule won't really be very good for you. So best to ask your mum or dad to measure the carpet before you order any. Although I could swear, I'm not sure now. I mean, rumour has it that you can actually buy a long thin strip that's got all the different measurements printed on it forget what they called it, but it used to. Well, my mate told me. I don't know. He's a bit of a favour though. He might not be. He might be winding me up. Apparently, it used to come in a little box like that, and you just pull it out. It's spring loaded. You let it go, and it springs back. Oh, he's a lying bastard. Sounds too good to be true. But he swears it's another quantum mechanical invention, and I suppose I shouldn't doubt him. But yeah, I think he called it a tape measure. Yeah. Been meaning to get one because it does get a bit tedious doing it with your thumb like that, I must admit. Yeah, but it's very reliable. You know, if you're measuring, say, one end of the room to another, you'll only usually be about one thumb out by the time you order your carpet. You know, and your carpet will arrive, and you think, oh, fucking, what about that? It's much short. One thumb worth short. It is really annoying. So what you have to do is then you have to make sure that you put your furniture over that gap. Or when you order the carpet, order a bit more. You know, add about 2 more of them. So then, but that can be annoying when you find out, oh, fucking, I've got a spare strip of carpet about that wide, and it looks so useful. And you'll store it in your attic for years, and you'll roll it up, tie it up with string, and you'll put it in your attic. And one day that'll come in handy. My mate might say, Steve, I've ordered carpet, and I measured it with my thumbs, and I was a bit mingy with the measurements, and so now I've got this strip along the end of the room where I can see floorboards, and I've tried stretching the carpet, you know, using the old quantum mechanical trick, you know, where your wife gets one end and you get the other, and you say, pull, and it's gained half an inch, but not enough. So, have you got any spare carpet? And you say, you're in luck. In my attic, I still have a roll of 2-inch wide carpet that should be just perfect for the job, and so worry no more. No more sleepless nights. You won't be in trouble with your wife. She's not going to beat you up. If you can stick it down using some quantum glue. Yeah, they sell some really smashing glue these days. It isn't like it used to be. You remember glue before quantum mechanics? Oh, it was shit on it. You know, you'd be trying to lift an elephant, stick it to the ceiling. You know, say we're making an advert for your glue, and you think, oh, fucking hell, I'm trying to advertise my glue, and it's shit. But I want to give the impression it's good, so you keep sticking. You'd stick loads of glue over it, like a foot wide surface, you know, like a flat surface, and you'd measure it with your thumbs like that, you know, and you'd put your crappy glue. This is the pre-quantum glue on it, and you blow it, try and get it to dry a bit quick, and you keep testing. Is it ready yet? Because you're a bit impatient, you know. Fucking hell, it's costing me a fortune to hire this camera to film this advert. You know, and you think, oh, shit, I wish I'd put so much glue on. And then you got the elephant on standby, and you stick it to the ceiling, and fucking hell, it doesn't work, you know. So your advert, and you never sold much glue, did you? That was life before quantum mechanics. So then quantum mechanics came along, and glue was so fabulous that people were just making adverts left, right, and centre. People were making, see this wallpaper paste, it can hold this man stuck to a board, you know what I mean? Then he lift him up by a helicopter, stuck with this special new cyanochromatic super glue, I think they used to call it, but really it was quantum mechanical glue. We wouldn't have it if it wasn't quantum mechanics. You wouldn't, pre-1970, you couldn't fly a man and dangle him from a helicopter glued to a piece of chipboard, you know, using nothing but wallpaper glue. And that, see, because it wasn't really wallpaper glue, it was special glue. It was special, so you need 4 specials. Yeah. We've come such a long way. All thanks to quantum mechanics. I need it. I'm getting a little bit breathless now. So excited and tearful. And emotional. I love quantum mechanics so much. I think that's what Walter Lewis did when he opens the start, when he starts the video. Hello. When he's doing that, he's thinking about quantum mechanics and glue and fucking hell, do you remember? Because he remembers what fucking glue was like before the quantum mechanical days. He remembers what bicycle bells were like before they'd even invented, before they even invented the bike. He remembers fucking loads of things. He remembers praying to God before there was such a thing as a God in a box unit. Oh. Yeah, so he's thinking back to the 1960s and 70s before quantum mechanics, or whenever it was. I'm not too sure of the details, to be honest. I'm just a bit. I'm winging it up to a point. Yeah. By the way, if I say anything, you think, oh, he's got the date wrong there. Oh, he's got the name wrong there. That wasn't Rosemary Chumleysworth or whatever her name was. Who was the woman who invented quantum mechanics again? Sir Stanley Arthur Etheridge, Jonathan Smythe, Henry Kissinger. Am I just making names up now? Or anyway, all these names ring bells, and I think they've all got something to do with quantum stuff. Quantum. Such a lovely. Do you remember in the 80s that series, Quantum Leap? Oh, that guy. Oh, he never knew. He never knew what situation he was going to wake up in next, and every day, oh, please let me wake up and be back as myself. Quantum Leap. Oh, how we tuned into that program and wondered what difficult situation he was going to get into next, and how that guy who worked at his guardian angel said, I can't remember the names of the characters, but he used to come on and say, oh, today you're married to a woman and she's going to try and she's trying to kill you. Yeah, she pretended to love you, but she's having an affair and she's trying to kill you for the insurance money. Good luck with that. Solve it in the next 50 minutes, you know. Because it should be an hour, but they had to make allowance for adverts while these sell things like wallpaper glue and such like, and tiny bicycle bells and square bread. What did I do with that piece of bread, by the way? I wouldn't want to have wasted it by just clumsily putting it down somewhere. Yeah, it'll. I don't know. Actually, if it does go hard and stale, it's even better. It's even more useful as a square. If I'm doing some important engineering drawing, say I want to design a bridge, and I need some 90-degree angles. You know, a piece of bread is perfect, especially if it's gone a bit stale. You see, but when you toast it, it can warp at a degree or two, and then you can't rely on it to quite the same degree. So it's important that you let it dry naturally, because Mother Nature knows all. Mother Nature knows all. Let that be your motto. Mother Nature knows all. So if you let a piece of bread dry naturally, it'll dry. It'll remain absolutely bob on 90 degrees, you know, within 2 or 3 degrees. And you can always rely on it there for any important quantum mechanical engineering drawings you may or may not want to make. You might be designing a new type of ship that's got to cross the oceans, and men's lives will depend on the accuracy of your drawing and your instruments. So what better to use than one that Mother Nature herself provided, a quantum mechanical piece of bread that's been left to dry and go stale overnight in a dry room. And therefore you can rely on the sheer accuracy of the angle to draw around with your crayon. Let's have another little drink. I can never get over the quantum nature of cups. You see, because once you open your mind to the quantum world around you, you see it in everyday things. But the average guy in the street, avenue, road, they don't see this. They just see a cup. They just say, ignorant fuckers they are. Ignorant. They just go out and buy a cup and a drink out of it. You know, they'll get a piece of soap and rub it around. I'm having a shave. And they won't appreciate that that's a quantum mechanical invention. There's ignorant twats, they'll just take it for granted. They, you know, get on the bike and I'm going to London. Fuck off out my way. I'm totally ignorant of the fact that that's an old-fashioned bicycle bell, you know, dated from 12th century thereabouts. And that was the improved version. The fucking don't even realise that the bicycle bell was invented before the bicycle. I get so angry about it. Yeah, I think I should shut up shortly. Because even though there's fucking tons of stuff to tell you about quantum mechanics, this horn, the megaphone is a quantum mechanical invention. Come in, number 22, your time is up. This is what they used to use if you hired a rowing boat for half an hour on the local park. You know what I mean? You'd be rowing away, and you'd hear this thing. Come in, number 22, your time is up. And you think, fuck that. I'm in the middle of the lake, I'm having a good time. But when you just got the knack of turning the boat round, you know what I mean? Like you're going round like that. Come in, number 22, your time is up. And you think, pinching an extra 5 minutes at your lamb. Or you'd make out that you're on the way. Come in, alright, our customer's waiting, number 22. And but anyway, the guy in charge, you know, the little Hitler guy, he had this horn. It wasn't quite shaped like this one, it was a bit more conical shaped. You know what I mean by conical shaped. A bit like a cone. And he was totally ignorant of the fact that this was a quantum mechanical invention. Yes, other things that we didn't have before quantum mechanics. Although time has always existed, but the clock didn't exist until quantum mechanics. Now just look at that. Just look at that little finger going round. That's accurate to within a second. All due to quantum mechanics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this one's a little bit slow. This clock's a bit slow there. I'm very, very, very good. Very, very, very good. Yeah, 4 berries. Yes, I'm very, very, very good at keeping the time without any mechanical aids. So I've always had this knack. I don't know. I've had it since I was a child, and so my dad used to use me to when he used to make clocks out of bits of wood and string. You know, he said when he wanted to just put the finishing touches to him, he said, "Steve, just check I've got the speed of the second finger right." And I tell him whether it needed, you know, a second or two knocking off or adding on, and that's how my dad made all his clocks. Out of string and things like that. What else have we got? Socks. Nobody had socks in Jesus' time. Then quantum mechanics came along, and now we have socks. It's quite handy if you cut the top so that it doesn't constrict your veins, because that's the one thing I would criticise quantum mechanics for, that it's too good. It's too good, you see. Sometimes you want things to be a little bit imperfect, and this is just one area where I would criticise quantum mechanics, that because all socks are obviously made using the quantum mechanical equations, they fit your leg too perfectly now, and so therefore it constricts the blood flow at the top of you, halfway up your leg. So it's a good idea, I find, to sometimes say, fuck off quantum mechanics, not interested. Just snip down there. I think do it the old-fashioned way. Well, I think around, you know, the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th century, I think. Sometime around about then, Sir Henry Johnston. Yeah. Sir Henry Johnston. He invented the forerunner of the sock. It was just a tube. Then, a few hundred years later, somebody else says, well, why don't we put a bag on the end so that your toes aren't sticking out the end? Because lots of people suffer from really chilly toes. And the sock was born, but still not the quantum mechanical sock. That didn't come until quantum mechanics was invented in the 100 years or so ago, you know, about roughly. Accuracy is very important. Very important, I think. Anyway, yeah, so quantum mechanical socks, yeah. You can get some socks that got quite an elastic feel to them, but not so elastic as you could make a, yeah, you couldn't make a catapult out of a sock, could you? But, yeah, again, that's a minor criticism of quantum mechanics, but yeah. Yes, I think I'm coming to the end of my lecture on quantum mechanics. In fairness, I should have prepared some notes, but this is my favourite ornament, Sir John Steele, 50 years ago, thinking about quantum mechanics while sat on the toilet, apparently. But when the artist decided to craft this ornament depicting Sir Henry, or whatever his name was, sat on the toilet thinking about quantum mechanics, they thought, well, it would be a bit much if we actually showed him sat on the toilet. So let's make it not obvious that it's a toilet. You know, let's not stick a bog roll by his side. You know, so there you can see they did put a bog roll by his side at first, but then they thought, oh fucking hell, we can tell he's just sat there having a crap now and thinking like we all do. That makes him not look very special at all. So somebody snapped off the bog roll like that, really brutal. But they thought, well, we're going to be honest about it. We're going to leave an obvious mark of where we broke the bog roll off, because we don't want to cheat anybody. So we'll just say, there he is, Sir Henry, on the toilet or not on the toilet, and you the listener, you the radio listener, has to decide, is he on the toilet, or is he just sat there on something else? Is he sat there on something else? Just thinking, yeah, quantum mechanics, oh, bicycle bells, bread, gravy. Oh, gravy. Yeah, I'm not sure about gravy granules, but I think gravy granules have a, what's that you say? I'm just telling you, shut the fuck up, Matt, yeah. This is quantum mechanical talking ornament. I'm kidding. I wouldn't lie to you. There you go, Sir Henry. Whatever your name was. What else have we got? Quantum marmalade. Yes. Doesn't say quantum on the label. It just says marmalade. What does it say? Morrison's Savers Orange Marmalade. But whenever you see the word Savers there, in there, top there, see that word there, Savers, that's usually a clue that it's quantum mechanical, because it's cost 27p. Made in China. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it smells gorgeous. It's got that quantum mechanical smell. Just like the soap and that bike bell. Oh, I love quantum mechanics, me. Don't know where we'd be without it. So anyway, yeah, I can talk about quantum mechanics all day. You'll be glad to know. Yeah, I can talk about it all day, and everything I pick up, just because of the beauty of quantum mechanics, happens to be quantum mechanical. Even marmalade, and it's 27p for a jar like that. You can't even buy an empty jar for 27p. But once you put quantum mechanical marmalade in it, even the jar becomes cheap as chips. Chips! What Americans call fries. Chips. I think they've always existed even before quantum mechanics, but once quantum mechanics came around, once quantum mechanics came in and they had them little, they made them zigzag shape. Oh, fucking hell. The world went nuts. Jesus Christ, and now you go in a supermarket and you buy a bag of these zigzaggy chips, as they call them. Really, it's code for quantum mechanical chips. You know, that's the fish under the ocean. To be honest, I'm not very expert on fish. I'll have to look into that. I'll make another video about that tomorrow when I've become something of an expert on fish. So you won't have long to wait. Don't fret. Now, Need another drink at my quantum mechanical cup. Actually, I think I'll call that it for now. But yeah. Oh, look. Oh, she's going floppy. Oh, look at the spider over there. Fucking hell, that won't break. Jesus Christ. Fucking hot. You Rigetto was such a clever bastard, you know what I mean? Phone call coming through from the big giant head. Okay. That'll have to do for now. Thank you for listening and being educated by me. But I thought you deserved it because you've been a patient lot out there. You've had to listen to all sorts of people talking nonsense about quantum mechanics and trying to underplay it. You know, I don't think physicists push it hard enough. They're a bit too. We know. We better not claim too many things of quantum mechanics, otherwise people won't believe us. So they don't even tell you that you wouldn't have a transistor radio if it wasn't quantum mechanics. You know, valves, tubes. If it wasn't for quantum mechanics, they wouldn't have been invented. Light bulbs wouldn't have been invented without quantum mechanics. You know, if we fucking all believed in Kirchhoff's loop rule, there would be no generation of electricity. You know, the Western world would not be what it is today. And Christmas cards, we wouldn't have had Christmas cards and Easter. Fucking the Easter Bunny's food, rabbit hutches, spades to dig holes. You know, the endless list is the endless list is endless. Literally, it's just such it's a big list that we owe to quantum mechanics. So yeah, so the next religion I think is going to spark up. I think actually will be the religion of quantum mechanics, and yeah. I think eventually all the people who've been following the wrong religion so far, all the ones who've been just following an imaginary God. No, not the same that God in the box thing that I've made. It's different altogether. That's the real thing. But all the people who've been following imaginary gods, they've, believe in imaginary angels and shit. I mean, I'll explain about angels another time, and fairies and pixies and all that. But all the ones who've been believing in the wrong God, I forgot what I was going to say now. See, I've got so much information to impart, I get in a muddle. Oh well, nobody's perfect. Right, okay, that'll do for today. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. The awkward silence when we look for the off button. Bye. Like a newsreader. Shuffling the papers and pretending to be busy, putting the pens back in the pocket. Switch the camera off, I want to fucking scratch my nose and fart.